Hello there and welcome to the video. It's just before the third round of the European Club Cup. I'm just having a walk around and thought I'd show you around. First of all, let's move it like this. We have the hotel. It's called Hotel Iskrev. Rooms are pretty nice and food is okay. It's supposed to be 5 stars. I'm not too sure, but it's pretty nice. So if we move around here, we have the beautiful lake. This is Lake Ohrid. O-H-R-I-D. Interesting, Google it. It's one of the most unique lakes in Europe, maybe the world, I don't know. It's believed to be many millions years old, up to 4 million. It's the depth goes down to 288 meters, which is pretty significant. And there are believed to be 200 species living here and most of them I believe are unique, which is, yeah, pretty interesting. What's hiding at the bottom of the lake, who knows. But yeah, third round game coming up. I don't know much about my opponent. He's rated only 1800 and very few games that I found in the database, so I don't know really what's gonna happen. But just have to do my best. I'll probably play, if he plays e4, I'm thinking I'm not gonna play the French. Don't want to face e takes d5, so I'm probably gonna play the modern. But yeah, I guess we'll see. If I can, I'll take a quick look in the playing hall before the round and then we'll analyze the game. See you then. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to the video. Well, actually I started the video already, but but this is my analysis of my third round game, which I was kind of reluctant to finish because this was not very well played on my part. So I had black pieces, and I am outrating my opponent by almost 500 points. And I didn't find many games, which is a little bit annoying because in such cases, and most of our team had that, our opponents have full information on us, basically hundreds of games, but we just really have to guess, what's going on. I think I've only found eight games, and he had both e4 and d4, so that was tricky. So I just, basically decided to show up and play. So he opened with d4. I played knight f6, which I normally play, and he played c4. And people today tend to be, well prepared. They buy chessable courses and stuff, and I kind of didn't want to be sitting duck in any line. I could play, just play a check Benoni, and maybe I should have done that. Maybe the modern Benoni, but kind of wanted to play the modern Benoni, but then again, did not want to face any preparation. So I decided to kind of improvise. I played this move, b6, which I played once before. I guess a strong player, went okay. But I don't really know much about this line, to be honest. Very little. He played knight c3, which is thematic, intending to play e4, so I played bishop b7 to stop it, and he played knight f3. I played g6, and I played queen c2. And I was pretty sure I was supposed to go d5 here, or we can have kind of a Grunfeld. I didn't do that, I took an f3. But I didn't, if I go d5, I think he takes, knight takes, knight takes. And I think taking with a bishop is not great. You know, my bishop has to go back. And maybe he gives his check here. And I can't go 97 because 95, so I'd have to play this, and somehow it didn't feel right. Maybe I can play like this, I don't know. It's worse, definitely. I didn't fancy this. So probably I would have to take with the queen here. And then I would have to sacrifice a pawn. But I didn't feel like it, so I just wanted to, you know, create some imbalance, and I took an f3, which is probably not a good move. Well, not a great move, at least. So here I went c5. And, well, the one thing I was happy with is he took a lot of time in the opening. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to get the score sheet. It doesn't matter. You know, at this stage, you know, he was thinking a lot on the opening moves. Like when I took an f3, he took like 10 maybe, yeah, 10 minutes, slightly more than that, you know, deciding how to take an f3. And here he took a lot of time to play d5, which I think is a very natural move. You might take on c5 in some cases, but I think d5 is fine. But here I played pretty horrible move, I think. I'll play e5. I thought, you know, I would get a kind of structure where I'm feeling okay. You know, if he plays e4, you know, play d6, knight h5, and we try to use this square here. And play maybe becomes a bit like the Jack Benoni, which I maybe should have, you know, just played. And if he takes, I think this is fine. Bishop d7 castles, and we just have a game. But he, of course, just played f4. Now, it doesn't look great, does it? If I go d6, I think he can take and just play d6. And I think this is pretty bad. I don't have a good way to do anything. I might do something like, that's my move, yeah. Let's say I do this, and he goes here, rook c8, queen a4. It just looks bad, doesn't it? I didn't fancy this, so I couldn't take the chance that, you know, I would see d6. So I took an f4. Bishop takes. And originally I wanted to go knight h5. But that probably doesn't work. I think he has queen e4. He even has this move, which is very ugly, because if I take, he has queen here check. And yeah, queen e7, knight c7 picks up the rook, or just takes on f4. Both should be winning. Bishop here, d6, rook hangs, bishop hangs, knight hangs. Not good. So I had to play d6 first, but I was very afraid that things might be beyond repair already. I just have a very, very bad version of a Benoni, where basically, yeah, he has moved up. Maybe the pawn that would be here, it's now here, and I'm probably a few tempos behind. So I thought he could maybe punish me with a move like this here, some combination of such moves. I thought maybe, you know, I might be able to repel this, play a6, and be okay. But it takes some time, and yeah, I didn't like it. So I was very happy when he played e4. But e4 is probably a very logical and good move. Now I play knight h5 to ease the pressure on d6, so it doesn't have the same stuff with queen a4, knight b5, which looked very annoying. Bishop goes back, knight d7, bishop b2. And he played very energetically. I mean, I just gotta give him credit. He castled queenside. And his moves are kind of easy, you know. He just wants to attack, and he played rook d to g1. And where do I put my king? It's don't like it. I was hoping actually he would play knight b5, because my pawn is tender here. Then I was intending knight e5, and hoping for some, you know, basically strategical error, where I get this bishop, the black squared bishop, because you can't, you know, Oh, why do I get it though? Oh, I don't get it. You can just go here. Why did I think this was good? Okay, I just saw nothing in this game. Okay, but he didn't go knight b5. He went rook d to g1. So I stopped knight b5. And now he's just attacking and where to put my king. I didn't really fancy castling kingside, so hadn't really decided yet, but I played h5 to stop him. f4. And now if I go kingside, he's just going f5. I go here, just go f5. So everything is going wrong here. Bishop h6 to pin the pawn. I was expecting queen d2 here. So I was happy when he played bishop d2, but bishop d2 is just a fine move. I thought because if I play a move like this, now he can play here. And probably here, attacking my queen. But maybe it's not so great actually. But I thought this was dangerous, but maybe it's just nothing. But bishop d2, okay. Here's a great position. Bishop f3, good move. And still, I don't fancy castling. I think if I castle, he should play this Penrose tile idea. Play e5 and then f5. We play e5 to blockade the square, so I can't put a knight here. And now I can't protect g6 with my knight on e5. Doesn't look good. Did not look good, man. So I decided to go queenside. And thought I was kind of, escaping into something playable. Of course, I'm much worse here, but I thought my problems in the opening were kind of behind me. Well, I was hoping that. But now he just switched everything. King c2, and he switches everything over to the queen side. And yeah, clearly underrated this guy, and he's just playing very good here. I play rook e7, trying to get any play going. Maybe I want to swing the rook to defend. Maybe I want to double. But here we were getting into time trouble. I was down to 6 minutes. He had the time match, but it was getting closer now, and I was hoping I would be able to make something happen in the time trouble. And here I played queen h3, which I thought was clever at the time. Attacking this. But the problem is I just missed a very nice move. Knight a4. And the biggest problem in the position is the fact that if I allow him, well, if I do nothing, let's say, let's see what, I went for basically some desperation, hoping to get some play in the time trouble. I played b5. But my main problem is, like I said, well, I didn't say it actually, but I'm going to say it now. My queen is getting trapped. Now that the bishop is protected, after king b7, which is what I played, I think now I can just win my queen. Play here. And the knight is covering my, my journey home. Everything is covered on the diagonal. So all he has to do is bring the other rook over. And this is the only square, now bishop e3, and my queen is lost. Instead, he went for c takes b5, which is totally unnecessary. And even back here, easy move is c takes b5. I wasn't even sure what I was going to do next. Probably take and pray that I find something. But it took now, which is tempting. But when you have such an overwhelming position, there's no need to sacrifice anything. And I was happy to take the knight. I didn't see any mate, so go for it. I was slightly worried. Okay, he took an a6. I was slightly worried, he might go for this. But I didn't see the mate, so I would just go for this and pray that I survive. But it doesn't look good. But it might be okay. I think it's okay, actually. Don't see how he mates me. Let's turn on the engine just for a second. I'm curious. No, it says I'm winning. Yeah, the king seems safe there. He doesn't have pieces to attack my king. And I'm about to do something here over here. In worst case scenario, I can take on f3 and play with 3 pieces, but
I don't have to. Okay. So he didn't play bishop a5, he took on a6. Play king a7. Of course I can't take the pawn because I would lose my queen. Bishop check. Queen is hanging. So back to a7. Bishop a5. Taking my rook here. I think, I'm not sure this move was forced, but I think I had to play this because if I go to c8, I thought he goes e5. Knight somewhere and takes, and he's trying to mate me here by trading the rooks. So I wanted protection on b7. He played e5. And now I thought I found a clever way. I played queen h2 check, rook e2, and I took an f4. So I give back the piece, but the position becomes more clear. I take on e2 and queen e4 check. Now I thought this was clever, but maybe I don't have anything if he just does this. I thought this check, and he can't go up because check here, and I win the bishop. I thought he couldn't go to d1. I thought that was problematic. Well, I thought, at least I can give this check and take this, so I thought this was good for me. But it's still only equal material. Yeah, I should mention that in all those lines, this check doesn't really do anything. The king goes to the corner, and he doesn't have anything further with the queen. This is protected. b7 is protected, so maybe if he has time for bishop e5 at some stage, it would be dangerous. But going back to queen e4 check, he didn't play bishop d3. In time trouble, he played queen d3, which was great news because now I have queen a4 check, and I pick up the bishop. And now, despite my horrible play, I'm now just winning. Threatening mate on d2 now, so he has to protect. I offer a queen trade, and then I take the pawn. So I'm up a clear piece. He trades. Decent idea. He's trying to go here into e7 and attack my pawn because I can't take the rook. But I had this knight before. Now if he comes in, I will take on d5. If he plays knight c6, bishop c6, I take with a knight. Just bring my king, take up the pawn. So he had to go here, and now I'm coming for his pawns. He did find the best way: rook e7, rook b7, a3, knight a6. But I calculated that I'm holding the 7th rank. Bishop e5. And I thought he was going for bishop c6, but then I just played rook c7. But he's going for the pawns. But now I traded down. He gets the 3 pawns, but I was sure this was winning. Yeah, he had a choice here to protect this pawn or take on h5. I think he has to take on h5. But now I have a passed pawn. I thought this was... Okay, my video cut off, but we're back here. And like I said, now I have this passed pawn. I decided to play bishop f8 to stop this pawn in its track and, put the bishop on g7 where it could influence play on the long diagonal. He brought the king out. And at this stage, I thought this game would end in me having to give a checkmate with a knight and a bishop. And I played d5. And for instance here, he could have taken on c5 like he did, and then taken on d5. And then I have to stop the pawns and find the mate. That should be easy. The knight will just win the pawn on h5, and the king goes to the corner, and then I bring the pieces and then a mate. But it didn't take. But now my d pawn is becoming really dangerous. He had to put the king back because if I play d3, I'm just blocking this king away. So he brought the king back, but now I'm attacking the pawn, and my pawn is just becoming too dangerous. Not much he can do here. I played d3, king d2, and now it's basically more or less forced. And knight h3 was the final move. It was the 60th move. This is not the score sheet, but this is from yesterday, the game before, and that was also 60 moves. Only 60 moves on the score sheet, and he didn't want to start a new one. And plus, he's getting basically mated. Knight f2 and d2. So this game is over. So yeah, I didn't play well. Got lucky in this one. Played much better in the second round, but you know, sometimes things go like this, and yeah, that's just chess. I do have some extra footage. I might put it at the end of this. I'm not sure, but might be an extra video. Anyway, you'll find out. So if I don't, then thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.